Let's jump over to the men's side of the SEC schedules being out. Certainly, there is so much excitement every year under Bruce Pearl, no matter what the schedule looks like. But certainly with the SEC schedule here, we need to break it down a little bit. 18 total games, as it always is, for the Auburn Tigers to play this year. And here is your schedule for the SEC from January 3rd all the way until the SEC tournament begins. I'll run it through for you very quickly. At Georgia, home for Texas A&M and Arkansas after that. At Missouri, home for South Carolina. At Ole Miss, at Florida, home for Texas. At Tennessee, home for Alabama, home for Vanderbilt. At Arkansas, at Mississippi State. Kentucky for home. At Oklahoma, Ole Miss, then LSU at home, back-to-back. Finally, once again, Austin, we can touch on this in more detail if we need to. You can't tell me these things aren't planned. Auburn finishes out the year at Alabama March 7th. Following that, the SEC tournament the next week over there. I usually walk through the whole thing with you, but I think we got to address the elephant in the room. Come on. I mean, it's so obvious what they knew was going to happen by the end of the year. Auburn and Alabama at Alabama.
Well, and to their credit, they paid off last year, right? Auburn got the home game to end the year with Alabama. Went down to the very end. Don't remember what happened, but I think that they got the return.
You were there for that one, weren't you?
I was not. I was not. I was undefeated last year. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I was at that one over there, and look what happened. Nobody want to give me a ticket over here. We would have won. That's all I'm saying. But they flip it this year, and Auburn heads over to Tuscaloosa for the final game of the regular season. And like you said, it is bound to be. It's always a highly anticipated game now. They have made their decision to now put both games on Saturdays. They should have done it years ago, but both games again on Saturdays to build up all the emotion and possible excitement about it. So that one to end the year means there's nothing to take off. It's a full-on sprint from January 3rd to March 7th. So no, I'm not surprised at all. I was not surprised in the least bit when I saw that come out.
Yeah, I was, it's usually whoever Auburn matches up with really well for the end of the year. Tennessee's been in that slot, or Alabama before too, but it makes too much sense with both teams expected to be very good again this year. So no shock there, but I'm glad you pointed out the whole 2 Saturdays now. It's been fixed, and as it rightly should be. And hopefully we'll be celebrating an Iron Bowl victory on that day as well at the home one of those. Other things that maybe stick out to me on this.
Oh, for football. Thank you. It took me a second. You're good. Yeah, took me a second.
You got there.
All the way over the head. Yeah, thank you.
You got there for it. Florida. Obviously, a lot of hype around them. You got to go to Florida. Not a lot of great history there. That's a tough one to have to go and face.
The loss.
Don't feel good about that one. At Tennessee, at Arkansas. This is not that easy of a schedule at first glance when we look at it. And not that it ever is easy in the SEC. I mean, this is just initial reactions I'm having. I mean, maybe you can say at Georgia might be one of your – I'm kidding. Sorry. They're getting a little bit better these days. I mean, what do you think? Is this easier, more difficult? Where are we sitting in comparison to last year?
No, I find it pretty difficult. I mean, you don't have to go to A&M. That's another place Auburn has had. They've come out with wins, but it's been a struggle.
No Buzz Williams.
They got Buckyball coming in, and so he'll return to the state of Alabama. But no going to College Station. I think for me, the stretch that is just the most, I don't want to say brutal, but just intriguing is at Ole Miss, at Florida, home against Texas, at Tennessee, and then home against Alabama. That's not to dismiss South Carolina or Vanderbilt on either side of that, but if I wanted to say it was all hard, I could just read it all again, but Kyle already did that. Sure. So to me, it's that stretch right there is the most pivotal and difficult of the whole thing. You go to Ole Miss, who we play twice every year, but always is a highly contested, hot game over in the Pavilion. Then you, like Kyle just said, you go to Florida. It's just, I don't even want to think about it yet. And then home against Texas, who's going to have a new coach, always has a lot of talent. Took Auburn down to the wire last year in their own place. Then you go to oh
Tennessee.
my goodness, yes,
Tennessee.
I was trying to save
the other UT.
the stadium name, but I can't remember it. Golly,
it's trash. It's fine.
It's huge, but it's and so you got to go up there. There's a lot of history, and then home against Alabama. So that stretch right there will be, I'm going to say going into it, Auburn's looking pretty good. That stretch right there might be a big make or break time on how many they can get out of that, and still come in the top echelon of the SEC. So I like that schedule overall. It still makes no sense to me why Auburn's playing Arkansas twice in the year when Georgia's right there. But you know what? I stopped trying to make sense of what the SEC people decided a long time ago, and I'm better off for it.
Yeah, we've griped about that across multiple sports. It doesn't make sense sometimes. Kind of like playing Florida twice in women's basketball when Alabama's right there, or Georgia. I mean,
either one.
Either one.